Hey guys, just want to let you know that today, Thursday, February 23rd, the day you may be listening to this podcast, is the first day of Lou Berger in concert off Broadway. We're starting our run with 3 concerts, and in those concerts, you can see some of the numbers from Wizard of Friendship, because Wizard of Friendship is sold out. So please come see the shows. I'll see you in New York.
Ramble.
Thank you to Priceline and HelloFresh for sponsoring today's episode.
All right. Okay. It's a tripod. All right. Okay. We recording. No way. I thought about never rhyming and just really frustrating people the whole time, but then I realized the tone was probably frustrating enough and I should give some relief.
I definitely was wondering, like, is this what people want?
I think that, look, are we trying to entertain? Yes. Who are we trying to entertain? Us.
Well,
I'm trying to make you laugh, bro.
I guess I am trying to make the room laugh. I'm trying to make you laugh. I'm trying to make Rainie laugh.
I'm trying to make
Rainie's a little bit of an easy audience.
Hey, now. No fake laughs here.
I know. That's why. I know.
I have faked it with you guys.
You have? Keith, or Zach, don't tell us that.
Keith.
Keith.
I've faked it before.
Whoa. I've definitely faked it. I've definitely faked it before.
I faked it so good that it made you laugh even more.
Definitely a good fake laugh is a really good way to get people to laugh. Like, there's something powerful about laughter where even like a very obviously fake laugh, and somehow the more obvious, the more funny it is. Like, like that's not how I laugh. And that is so much funnier than a real laugh.
I like that fake laugh. Can you do that again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. It sort of sounds like a Miles voice that he would do.
A little
bit.
Miles
energy for you. We haven't had Miles' energy on here
we
for a bit.
We miss him.
We miss him.
We get it,
Really
audience.
do.
Look, we know you miss him. We miss him too. It's not our fault that he decided to make a life.
Yeah. He brought life to life.
He decided that it was more important to father one child than the 3 of us. And you know what? Like, that's not a trolley problem that I would have made that decision.
I guess it is a trolley problem, isn't it?
Like, I would say that we're 3 lives. We should be more important.
You know what?
He's known as longer.
Trolley bright crawlers or bite crawlers should do commercials with the trolley problem.
I think
where
that's
you
a
have
good
to
idea.
choose if you're going to save or kill gummy worms, and you get to eat them.
Yum. Yum.
Well, okay, this segment is kind of long.
This
and
is
I think
exciting.
we should start
Well,
now.
let's hold on. Let's catch the audience up. This is a segment that Rainie has been touting. She's like, I got a plan, and plan was in all caps.
I sent one single text, by the way.
But the use of caps is worth 4 texts alone. Because it sticks out.
Okay, so Keith, the way you text is so funny to me, but you would never use a cap. You say, I'm on my way, period. Like, you really say that. I say, on my way, exclamation point, exclamation point, run emoji, run emoji. So it is sort of a different sort of tone.
Yeah, no, for sure. Becky has talked to me about, like, she watched me text once. I'm like, this is how you text people? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, there's no emojis. There's nothing softening any of it. I'm like, it's not meant to be, I don't know. It's just, I'm on my way.
I am here, period.
For such a warm man, he's a very cold texter.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm normally texting from my car in those instances. So, like, it doesn't understand emojis.
Yeah.
My favorite too is that so Keith's cars, has like a voice controlled text. And so every time a text will send, like from his lovely wife, it'll say, Becky said this. Would you like to respond? And Keith will be driving and go, no.
Because if you say it without, if you say it any other way, it doesn't understand. Like if I say like, no, or something, it won't register that. You have to go, no. And yes, you have to get
so like the
cold.
The energy that you have to put out into the world to say, would you like to respond?
No. Yeah. And I sometimes also like, do you want to respond? And I go, yeah. It doesn't get it. And I have to go, yes.
Yeah, robots. Ugh.
Come on.
Just to clarify here.
Yeah.
We do have 2 text messages from Rainie, and it's I do have a all caps very.
Oh, that's what it was.
Back to normal. Special ep planned.
I forgot.
Next line for whenever we shoot next.
Yeah, because I didn't know if it was today or tomorrow or the next day.
It needed to be today.
Yeah, but it is our 200th episode.
No flipping way.
I know.
Oh my God.
Where are the balloons?
We did it.
We did it.
I know.
And on 165 episodes, you can listen to an episode of this show every day of a year if you wanted.
Binge it.
I imagine you're putting triumphant music over this, and we're celebrating, and there's graphics, and we're going, oh my God.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Wow,
Yeah.
our 200th episode.
But
so
I
big
do-
stuff planned, I imagine.
Of course. I do think that people listen to get the real version of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know of one side of you, but other people know more. So I reached out to your closest friends.
Oh, shit.
It's like, this is your life.
Oh,
Are people
my
going to
God.
come into the door?
Oh, no.
No,
That
yeah.
would be, can you imagine with the scheduling that we just went through? I'd be so stressed out. I'd
It
be
would
like, you guys.
a ball of stress. It's like, yeah, no, we need to shoot it right now. I'm on my way
They
back.
text like-
I'm on my way, period.
we have made scheduling this podcast hell on Rainie's life, and she's taking it like a champ. So way to go,
It's
Rainie.
just scheduling for
This
everyone
week
right
is-
now is kind of horrific.
Not we specifically, we collectively,
We, the
whole
company, the all of us.
Yeah. But so these are stories and questions for you.
Okay.
So I want to
Okay.
hear your perspective. I want to hear your take on them.
Oh, I'm stoked.
All right.
Rainie, by the way, this is a very special episode.
I know.
Confirmed.
Very all caps. Yeah.
Iconic.
I'm on my way.
Hey, Ryan Garcia
Ryan
here.
Garcia.
Hello, everybody.
Wow, he's got a great radio voice.
There's one
does.
thing that Keith said to me when we were in high school in Naperville, senior year, and I'll never forget it. And it haunts me to this day. I was making eggs in my home, and Keith was with me.
An
Keith
egg
was
episode.
over a lot senior year when he lived in
Sure
Naperville.
was over there all
And for some reason, I think these eggs were super runny. Like it was really watery. I did something wrong. And I thought, I'm going to clear out some of this water by tipping this frying pan over in the sink. And Keith was like, hey, that's not a good idea. It's all just going to fall in the sink. But I'm pretty bullheaded. And so I said, no. I got this. And undoubtedly, they mostly fell into the sink. And the thing that Keith said that will stick with me forever was, Ryan! And the tone of it was, I told you, I knew it. He shook his head. He was so disappointed. And that has stuck with me and will stick with me forever.
Wow.
I know exactly that voice.
This is-
I can hear you.
What a story, because we are one.
I don't remember that at all, first of all. For that to be so important to him, I have no recollection. I have so many incredible memories at Ryan Garcia's house growing up, but like not that.
I love this story because one, we're starting off the 200th episode with an egg story.
It's huge.
Only right.
What I really pick up that I see, like, what as Keith was often doing, and that's very true. I got to Illinois when I was a senior, and some people know this, but I only had 1 year in Illinois at that school, so I moved from a tiny town to a big school, and Ryan and I became very fast friends doing theater together, and especially by like wintertime, so maybe like November, by that time, I would be going to Ryan's house every day. Like, we were best friends. I went to his house all the time, hung out with him all the time. We did every little fun extracurricular thing at school together, like doing the theater and stuff. And then we'd go to his house and we'd like play video games. And I was terrible at Halo and he would just kick my ass. But they also had like all these delicious snacks in the pantry and I would eat all of it. I was fully eating them out of house and home, I feel like. But he also, like, I don't know, his family was super fun. They always had fun things. When they did it, like his birthday, he had a big inflatable like bounce house and slide, and it was fucking sick as fuck.
And you're still
That does
friends with
sound
him.
good.
Yeah, and it's been really fun because we were really close friends. And then even my freshman year of college, spring break, I went and had spring break with him because we were so close friends. Now, obviously, in college, we were just so far apart. So I eventually had I didn't see him that much. And then, lo and behold, eventually we would both live in Los Angeles. And even after we lived here for a few years, we maybe got a lunch every so often, but weren't super close.
It was only in the last few years, I feel like, that you really reconnected.
Yeah, no, for sure. When the pandemic hit and we started doing some different styles of videos and tailgate debate and some other stuff, I was like, Ryan, maybe I'm going to see if Ryan's busy. And yeah, we just started hanging out. Now we hang out every so often and go over to his house for dinner. We need to have him over to our house for dinner.
So
And
cute.
it's
Helps
very
you-
cute.
Helped you light the backyard. He's a light maverick.
He helped me hang all the horns on the wall.
Oh,
He's
hell
just a
yeah.
very handy guy. He
gotta
likes
get you a
projects.
Ryan in your life.
You really do. It was, I mean, and I'm sure I could have figured it out myself, but it was a lot more fun to do it with somebody who is really excited by that kind of thing because I'm not excited.
Yeah.
It. He's like, no, this
Bring
will be
the
awesome.
energy. Yeah.
Do you mean you bring my drill? Do you have a drill? I'm like, I have a drill, but you can bring yours too. Like, okay, I'll bring mine. He wakes up at the crack of dawn. He's just a very go-get-em, a life-loving guy. He's a ray of sunshine.
What's that like?
I know.
What is that like?
I know.
All right, we got to go to the next one because there's a few.
Okay.
Wow, I'm so excited about this. This is fun. Listeners, you're getting a real treat.
This is a treat for us. Listeners right here, Zach and
Yeah,
Keith,
I was talking to Zach's ears.
Zach, you're getting a real treat.
Finish the sentence.
David Dang.
Strangers know me as blank. Only I know me as blank.
He wants us to let the audience in on things about us. Strangers know me as blank, but only I know that I am also.
Okay.
Else. This is so David Dang.
This is David
Dang is.
He loves little riddles.
He's also a super big sweetheart, such a big heart, always wants people to embrace the moment and cherish what they have and be okay being deep with your friends. He's very deep. He's one of those.
He's
deep.
very open.
Oh yeah, and he loves to talk deep.
I love that too.
He's like, "Are you happy?" And I was like, "Oh, how are you doing?" He's like, "Good." Like, "Are you really good? Are you good?
Yes.
I hope you're good."
He's a
and I'm like,
trailblazer.
"I am good." He's like, "Good.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you."
I always struggle with these because I don't like. What do people know me as? What do people know you as?
Viral.
Maybe this is just where my mind. I'm trying to think of things I don't reveal as much. That people know us as accomplished creators, right? We've done a lot. We've done a lot of successful things. What you may not know, still insecure as hell and second guess tons of our creative decisions or I'll speak for myself. Like things that I make, I go like, nah, this is bad. Yeah. And some of my favorite things start out as things that I hate. Or I do it and then I see it and I just go like, this isn't fucking good enough. So that's always still there.
Yeah, I think people think of me as efficient and like I do a lot of things, I get a lot of things done. I think people don't know that I'm a little bit of like a sentimental hoarder.
Aww.
Like I have a lot of things from different parts of my life that are they're garbage, but they mean a lot to me and I don't know how to part with them.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of like memory boxes and they're just like things like I have saved, and I still do this, every name tag or lanyard that I've gotten.
Oh, that's cool.
Since I was like 15.
Yeah.
Whoa, since 15.
Yeah, since when I started going to like honor bands and stuff doing music, I would get like a little thing that said Keith Habersberger, and it's like, and it would just be like a little paper in plastic pin, and then then I would get lanyards, and I just always kept them because I wanted to be like, I always want to remember that I did this cool thing, and then I kept them, so I have all of our Legends of the Internet lanyards.
That I have
VidCon lanyards. I
stopped keeping the VidCon ones because I had
Oscar's
a shitty photo.
red carpet lanyards from when I was a cameraman on the red carpet. I've got like all these fucking lanyards and name tags, and
those are so cool because even like old. I wish I kept every concert ticket I ever had.
Yeah.
I've kept a lot, but certainly not every. And now they're digital, so you don't even get them.
You don't keep them.
But going through an old box and seeing things you've done, it's really fun. And one day we're all going to lose our memories, so it'll be nice to touch stuff.
And I have I have old T-shirts that I don't know what to do with, and they just go into boxes. Or like, I don't know how to get rid of this because part of me feels attached to this.
Yep,
and it's definitely a hoarder mindset.
It's your Horcrux.
Yeah,
part of your life is in there.
Oh, that's so cute.
I would say, to answer David's question, people know me as having chronic pain, but what you may not know is it's actually a lie. I make it up for views.
I was wondering about that.
No, it's just for
this is how David Dang would want this segment to go.
Just for clout.
All right, next one. Okay, so the next one actually. So Kelsey, I sent everybody a list of like questions or prompts, and Kelsey sat in her bed and answered all of them.
Oh my God.
And they were so funny. And
I
some
love
of them
that.
you'll
She
have to
is
be like
obviously hilarious.
So funny. I actually really I really respect her a lot. I really look up to her.
This is our moment. Enough about her.
And so
she has her own podcast. It's on their way to 100 maybe soon.
Oh,
in
nice.
about 5 months.
But so some of these, she has a lot, but some of them I think are gonna nix. So
okay. So you want to just record the whole thing and we'll...
Yeah, and
you have like 14
I know,
of
that's
them.
why I'm
There's
saying
a
we gotta
lot.
go.
Shit,
Okay, let's fucking
then
go. Okay.
Cut us off.
Shit,
Fuck.
this is lightning round.
Let's see. Oh, ask Zachary. How long has he had a loofah, and does he wash his gooch with it? And does Maggie then wash her face with that? Ask about that.
Wait, who's using a loofah on their face?
Okay, yeah. First of all,
Does Kelsey know how baths and showers work?
No one's using the loofah on the face. Thank you. We don't have a loofah. It is a shower glove. It is
wow.
this but it's
Is
not
that super exfoliating one that rips your skin
It
off?
is so fucking exfoliating.
That's too. I can't. I used that once from back. I'm like, not a chance. I'll ever use this again.
First of all, I'll have you know, Kelsey, you're not just shaming me. You're shaming my beautiful fiance who you are trying to steal from me. So this is a point against you. I'm going to win the long game, and you just blew it with Maggie. It is a glove that is like this black
It's
rubbery.
It's black.
And it's like hexagons and like big circles in the middle. So it's not like, a lot of shower gloves are
Sandpaper.
or like they don't have they have little micro
Right.
holes. This has big fucking holes. And I don't wash my butt. I do that with my hands like a grown up. But yeah, I go down to the gooch a little bit.
You gotta clean it.
And then Maggie found out while Kelsey was there that I did that. She wasn't pleased, but
Because she uses it?
we have two of them, but she uses both of them.
Well, she shouldn't be doing that
And then Kelsey said, when's the last time it got washed? And then we were like, we put soap on it all the time.
every day.
Every day.
No.
And that was and
Maybe one should just be called the Gooch Glove, and one's for gooching, one's for smooching.
I do know that loofahs are like they have like a 2 to 4 week lifespan. Like
Yeah.
they get dirty fast.
I switched to bar soap.
Oh, really?
Switched back. I always was a big fan of bar soap as a kid, and I was
well,
like,
you rub the bar soap on the glove.
yeah. I'll do that sometimes if I need to exfoliate or something like that, but most of the time I don't.
Instead
Yeah.
of body wash.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a bar soap guy too.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like body wash.
I like the Dove fragrance-free sensitive skin bar.
Did you see that thing that is like Dove actually isn't cleaning you? It's a TikTok thing.
Propaganda. I feel pretty clean.
Yeah, it does feel clean. Okay.
God damn you, Kelsey.
Vacations sure are great, aren't they? I've got a lot of happy places on my list that I'd like to go. I want to create more memories. I haven't really done much exploring in Europe. And when I do, I know that Priceline is going to get me there. They're going to help me travel to my happy place for a happy price with deals that I really can't find anywhere else. From Miami, Vegas, Cancun, Paris, and beyond, Priceline can save you up to 60% on select hotels, along with flights, rental cars, cruises, and more all around the world. And it's easy. You just search, you book, and you go. Most recently, I actually used Priceline. We have a Louberger tour coming up in the Pacific Northwest, and I was like, oh, Becky and I never really have done much up in Seattle, so we should extend that little tour and take a little trip. Hotels are like $100 off or half off. We got this like warehouse wine pass. We also looked at doing a full day tour. See for yourself why millions of people trust Priceline with getting them to their happy place at a happy price. Go to Priceline.com/TheTryPod to get to your happy place. And as a special offer for TryPod listeners, Priceline is giving you 15% off hotel express deals with code TryPod23 when you book before May 1st. Things are very busy this time of year, and I find that going to the grocery store is just not something I always have time for, which is why I've switched to using HelloFresh. It is a great way to get farm fresh ingredients and recipes shipped right to my door. I don't have to go to the grocery store anymore. I'm talking 40 weekly recipes to choose from. HelloFresh has so many options, it makes it very easy for me to just click, yeah, I want to eat that, yeah, I want to eat that. I get to actually look and see what kind of nutrition I'm going to get. I get to choose recipes that fit my nutrition goals. Just the other day, we had these caramelized onion meatloaf sandwiches, which I loved. I also love that it's low waste. I'm using all the food. I'm not wasting any food doing it. So go to HelloFresh.com/TryGuys65 and use code TryGuys65 for 65% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/TryGuys65 and use code TryGuys65 for 65% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Keith is tall. He's very tall. He's goofy all the time, but at the same time, very serious. Like, you don't want to mess with Daddy Keith.
Oh, Daddy
Watch
Keith.
out.
That is very true.
Yes, this is Matt. Matt has such a soft voice.
I know.
At first I was like, who is this? And oh, it's Matt. But he's talking so leathery and soft.
Daddy Keith.
Daddy Keith is, I feel like there's been an injustice, Keith. So if I feel like someone is being wronged, or I'm being wronged, or my group is being wronged by someone, and I can't see why they would be treating us like this, I pretty much dial up to 100 pretty quick.
Have you ever done it in a video?
No, the closest we got was once I really went off on this like high school. We were going to shoot this the ancient Olympics video forever ago. We did at BuzzFeed. Yeah. We had rented out this football field, and we'd rented it. We'd told them we are going to be wearing dance belts in olive oil here. Is that okay? And they're like, yes, it's okay. We're like, cool. And we have the whole field. And they're like, yes. We get there, and they've rented out half of the field to like a pee-wee like camp. And we're like,
we can't do this.
And the guy came down and be like, yeah, you guys are just gonna have to leave. And I was like, fucking what? We like went through all this bullshit, and he was kind of being a dick to Katie LeBlanc, who was our producer at the time. And you can be a dick to me, but you can't be a dick to anyone around me like that. So I went dialed up to 100 pretty fast.
Whoa.
But he was like, you guys have to leave. I'm like, but no, my boss says you have to leave. I'm like, bring your boss down here. I'd like to talk to him. Because it was the person we'd done all these logistics with, and he was just like not going to meet us, and he had clearly made a fuck up of double booking the day, was kicking us off. We were then like, we were already there. It took us
already partially.
We were
oiled.
naked. We were basically naked
in robes,
an hour and a half away, driven there in the fucking hills and in robes in the middle of summer.
I just even want you to imagine being in a freaking like football soccer field in nothing but a robe, and there are children playing soccer. It was not comfortable.
It was
we
so
were like,
weird.
We need to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, we'll go, but that person needs to come down here and apologize to us. Because this was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like it was such a big fuck up on their part, and they were trying to play it off like it was our fault. And I was like, it is not our
We
fault.
wouldn't have been. Why
Like
would we
we
even be
Yeah.
here?
We booked this. We paid for this space.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Did you get a refund?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Like,
it
that
was
doesn't
just,
matter.
but it was
Yeah.
just like they wasted our whole day.
Yeah.
And then we had to find it. We ended up doing it at the office, and that was probably for the better. But it was like, it was a whole hot pile of bullshit.
A whole hot pile of bullshit.
Yeah. So, and anytime anything like that happens, if Daddy Keith is always there if you need him.
Yeah.
But we don't really want to bring him out.
No.
Yeah.
And he goes back in the holster pretty easy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Daddy Keith comes in, he comes out.
Yeah.
This story is not the drunkest I've ever seen
I
Keith,
know exactly
but
what this
it
is going
is
to be.
the most unhinged I've ever seen him when we had alcohol involved.
This is my bad.
And it took place when we were in college. So about,
this is my bad.
16, 17 years ago.
My bad.
We were having a night in playing the game Apples to Apples, which is the family version of Cards Against Humanity.
Sure is.
And I drew the card of important.
Okay.
And it was late in the game, so everybody had already had plenty.
It was
to
Americana.
drink,
It was
and
Americana.
they had very few
That's
cards
very
left.
important
You
that
fucked
you
up the
guys know it's
story,
Americana.
Brian.
Win. And he put down his final card, John Philip Sousa.
It was
who
Americana.
is the famous American musical composer, and he's most famous for making all the marches that we know. Marches for marching
And the Sousa
bands
Fund.
and things like that.
Yep.
And Keith argued John Philip Sousa is one of the most important figures in music history, and especially in American
Most important
music
in
history.
Americana. Yes.
Yeah. I agree.
I did not pick him.
He did choose him.
I don't know if it was just to mess with Keith or what.
Probably.
And Keith had a fit. He was so upset that no one in the room would acknowledge the importance of John Philip Sousa.
Sousaphone!
And out of his passion for John Philip Sousa, Keith threw a chair from my living room through my brand new screen door that I just had replaced earlier that
Have a
week.
defense, but
And that
it's not
was
a
the
good one.
end of my screen door. And I don't think anyone in that room will ever forget how important
John Philip Sousa is to American music.
Hey, thank you, Brian Wall, for that submission. Be well.
My side of the story.
Yeah.
And I appreciate one element he left out, and that's that I took off all my clothes, I think. but I did threaten.
Why?
I said, if you don't choose my card, you'll give me no choice but to take off all my clothes right now, because it's so crazy that you wouldn't pick Sousa that I might as well be naked in front of you.
Was this a music theme specifically?
No, but it was Americana. It was Americana, and I think.
Do you have any memory of what won?
No, but it was like puppies. It was like something like. I felt like it wasn't even funny. It wasn't even like a funny different choice, I think. And also, I think I was a freshman and all of the seniors were kind of just dogging all the freshmen, just like not letting them win. And
You as a freshman threw a chair through someone's
and so I didn't throw the chair. What happened though was I did knock the chair over. However, the momentum of the chair, it just kept going. So I expected it to knock over and land on its side, but because of the shape, the chair had a rounded top. So when I pushed it over, it was very easy for it to continue rolling. And as it rolled, it did absolutely break the screen door that he had just gotten replaced like the day before. And they had had a broken screen door for a year. And they had finally gotten the landlord to come fix it. And I broke it immediately.
Now, when that happened,
that's on me.
It is on you. You are standing naked. You have been in a fit of rage. You now shove a chair that rolls not once, but twice through a screen door. At the time, did you know it was a brand new screen door?
No.
Okay. It breaks through the screen door. What's everyone's reaction?
A lot of laughter. And then Biwo screaming, "My screen door! No! Oh, God!" And he was, honestly, he was, for how annoyed I'm sure he truly was, he was very chill about it.
I think he's done the best version where he has forgiven, but he will never forget.
No, he will never forget. He will never forget.
Hell of a story.
It's a funny story.
Yeah.
I'm glad it happened.
I'd do it again.
I learned something from it, you know? It was not my proudest moment, but I learned.
I need to call Kelsey and figure out what I did at VidCon 2017. Shit.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
So, honestly, not to get too sappy, but how much Zach has changed since I've met him is a pretty substantial amount, I'd say. When I first met Zach, he was at BuzzFeed, and he didn't necessarily know how good or funny I think he was. So I don't think he was truly living in his actual talent, but he was working all the time and working really hard. So seeing him grow from then to now, where he gets to live in more of a confident version of himself every day, it's actually amazing to watch. Which leads me right into what annoys me the most about Zach, which is that he still works so hard all the time. And when you're working with Zach and you're like me, who's pretty fucking lazy, you know, it just annoys the shit out of me because he's always working so hard and it makes me feel bad about myself. So that's annoying for me. Yeah.
Ooh, that was good. Thank you, Jared Falcon. That was so sweet. I was gonna cry, and then he did the classic Papa twist.
He's funny.
Brought it back. That is lovely.
I'm a little offended that there's no Popkin message for me.
There is, Keith.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Do you agree? Do you think at BuzzFeed you weren't as comfortable in your talent?
I mean, I was just a more insecure person overall, for sure. And I think I was still growing and learning. I think I still am growing and learning.
Yeah.
Maybe it's also just that I'm able to do more and have more freedom to call the shots, and we have a wonderful team here who, for better or for worse, has to listen to me. So that's definitely part of it. But yeah, I mean, I've gotten to work with Jared and write with him on a project that was really fun. I don't even know what else to say about that. That was lovely as hell.
Really sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was beautiful.
All I can think of is somewhat mean-spirited, but
Yeah,
I guess I would be interested to know, what do Zach and Keith individually and together consider to be the worst Try Guys video ever made? Obviously, every video is perfect.
Okay.
There's never been a bad one,
No,
of
that's
course.
not
But
true.
if they had to pick, what's the least good?
Least best.
Try Guys video. Just curious.
Good question.
Okay, thank you, Will Whitwer, for. I thought about doing an entire episode on this dedicated to the videos we don't like, why we don't like them, and so for a long time we had a very easy answer of our least favorite video, but it feels mean to say it.
It was just the least favorite because it was a mistake. We shouldn't have made the video to begin with.
Yeah,
And I don't think it was really anyone's fault. Like, it was just like, oh, we tried something. It's like, nope, that's not how you make our videos. And we learned.
Yeah.
Wait, what was it?
Bad videos are just good. It was this like photo recreation with Doug the Pug. And it
but
didn't
it was
work.
very, very scripted, and like Doug was replacing somebody as a member, and we had like these like scripted fights, and it's not good. It's
It just
bad.
wasn't.
It was like reality show style where we had like confessionals, and it's like Doug is in here and he thinks he's hot shit.
How long ago did you make it?
Oh, that was very early.
It was like
year 2.
Yeah, it was
Of the company or of BuzzFeed?
No, that was
of the
BuzzFeed.
show. Yeah, like it was maybe late 2014 or early 2015. A long time ago.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I can see why you thought it would be a good idea.
We just thought we'd try it out.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, that was bad.
I mean, I would
well.
love to. I know that we don't have time to like fully dive in, but I would love to go through and give you a more thoughtful answer, William, because certainly there are videos on our channel that I don't think are great, or formats that like didn't totally work, and sometimes it's because of the idea doesn't really work. Sometimes it's the expert didn't really come through. I'm trying to be careful here because there are some real people in the world who I don't want to disparage, but there was one video we did where the expert just wasn't who we thought they were. They weren't able to perform what the video demanded, and so it's like, okay, this video isn't good. But we've done some format tests where I'm like, that was fine. There are shows that we've made that I don't think are like not great. I don't know. I think a lot of stuff sucks.
Yeah. A lot of the at-home COVID content we made in the early was just too much of a time that I don't think they're actually good standalone. They were good. They were, I think, what maybe the audience needed right at the top of that. But, there was not, no one was having fun making it. And I think that is why a video is bad when you're not having fun making it.
You can tell. The audience can tell.
Last Sandcastle standing wins $10,000. Like, why did we do that?
It was fun, actually. I really had a good time that day.
I mean, I know why we did that because I
made an octopus.
Oh, Mr. Beast did it, so we should do it too. Like,
yeah, but it was fun.
Yeah. I don't know if
it's a good video, but I did have fun.
It was a nice day.
I had a lot of fun.
How long did it take you to, like, after the Pug video released and you realized it was a bad video, how long were you sad
Immediately.
for?
In the edit,
Yeah.
we knew it was bad. We were mad.
Yeah, we were mad. We should move on. What's the next thing? No one wants to hear about poo-poo, sad. We want to hear about yay, good.
Zach, what was your childhood nickname that you hated? Either your friends called you or your family called you, or anyone called you. Like, what was the nickname that you went by that you hated?
So this is a question from Matt. He's not asking knowingly, like, whereas Kelsey's like, I know something that's gonna get you. Matt, I think, genuinely wants to know, and I don't know that the one that killed me was Kornfeld, and I've been open about that. Whenever I was called Kornfeld, it hurt me. One of my best friends, when I was like in kindergarten or first grade, I remember running around in his backyard being like, you're a Kornfeld. And I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. But I had a lot of nicknames and I loved them all. I was Cornball. I don't know.
Cornball's good.
Yeah, Cornball. I don't think I was ever Cornhole. Corn. I became Corn Diddy pretty quick.
Corn Diddy's such
Corn
a good
Diddy's like from middle school.
Sometimes I call you Corny D.
Yeah, I love that.
Zachy K.
Yeah, I mean, my mom and sister called me Zachy, and that felt off limits to other people.
Yeah,
I didn't super love that one, but I've come around to it.
I don't say Zachy. I say Zachy K.
I've never heard you say that.
Oh, I've said it once or twice. Not a ton.
I'll keep my ears open.
I'm constantly calling you all sorts of non-Zach things. I don't know if you're listening, but I'm like, Corn Diddy. Hey, K-Dog. Hey, K-Diddy. Hey, Corny D.
I love that Alex Lewis calls me Kornfeld. That not enough people in my life just call me by the last name, and it's
he does call you Kornfeld.
It's a real
right.
Jewish thing too. We love a good last name, first name.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Fleischman's in trouble.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's the last name, first name.
Yeah.
It's very sporty, I think, to call us. It's like you're about to.
Yeah, it's Kornfeld on the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I wasn't getting that vibe from me, but
you get it.
I'll take it.
I think just the last name. Not you,
yeah.
but not you.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd want to be on the 10-yard line.
I'm sorry to disappoint. I liked any nickname because it meant that people were talking about me.
I actually knew Keith was my friend from like the very first moment we hung out. Keith was the first person to sell me weed in Los Angeles. And if he can get into that on air, I'd love him to do so. I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but Keith was my first pot dealer. And literally the first time we ever hung out, we just hit it off right away. We were fast friends. Keith and I might have been the fastest friend I've ever had. I mean, we just hit it off literally within seconds.
Wow.
And in regards to how Keith has changed since I've met him, since being my very first pot dealer, I'd say the cool thing about Keith's transformation and evolution, if you will, is that he's always been a big thinker, an ambitious human being who has the talent and the skills to back it up. But the big change is that now he's given himself this amazing platform and this ability to really jump on whatever he wants to do. If he wants to make a comedy band, he's going to do one so good that it's going to be on an off-Broadway show. If he wants to do some kind of web series about food, it's going to be one of the biggest, most amazing web series on the internet about food. And I think that's something Keith has always propelled himself to do, but the change of the reality that is now what he can do is quite amazing to see. I don't know if that answer made sense, but it does to me.
What did we do to deserve
And lastly,
Jared
the
Popkin?
question I'd like these beautiful both boys,
both.
to answer for me on air is on a scale of 0 to absolutely perfection. How would they describe Jared Popkin? Because this show, if anything, should be more about Papa Pop.
Papa Pop.
Thank you for your time.
Wow. Well, first you got to.
Oh
my God. What?
Also, I won't answer the questions in regard to how high or drunk I've seen the boys because I am not a rat. Thank you again for your time, and thank you again for your consideration.
He won't answer.
Jared Popkin, Papa
my God.
Pop, the bitch is back, signing out.
Okay, so
let's talk about the weed story
Let's
first.
go in order. The weed story was, we live in California. At the time that Jared first visited, he was visiting Chris Reinecker from Chicago. Chris Reinecker said, hey, my buddy's coming into town today, and he was hanging out with me. Can he come over and just meet me at your place? I was like, sure. Like, because Reinecker was going to come over. We were going to smoke a bowl. We had gotten weed. We just picked up, because at that time, you still had to have the medical card.
Medical card. You had to go into some weird office with no windows. They had like Rush Hour 2 playing on the TV.
Uh-huh.
You had to fill out a form. You go inside, and then they'll start asking you questions like, I hear that you're here for anxiety. And you go, yes.
Basically, you say the answer you think he needs you to say.
And then he would go, and nothing more serious than that, right? And you go, right.
Right.
Yeah,
anyway,
fun times.
and then you sat, and it wasn't clear if you were going to get one. All right, well, wait in the lobby, and we'll see if you get one. I'm like, oh, okay. And then you sat, and they're like, yeah, you got it. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And then you go, and you go buy weed, and because there were 3.5 weed smokers in our first apartment. There were 5 of us. One person kind of smoked sometimes. So the 3 of us smoked a lot. And so we always would pick up a lot at a time so that we didn't have to go frequently. So we had just gotten so much weed, like a hilarious amount, like 4/8 different ones though. And Jared Popkin, that's a half. But there were 4/8, there were this, an eighth of this, an eighth of this, and et cetera. And Jared Popkin came over, and he was like, oh, wow, you guys have so much weed. And I was like, yeah, we just picked up from the medical store. I was like, yeah, I just got into town. Like, you guys, is that legal here yet? I'm like, well, it's only medical legal, so you'd have to have a card. He's like, shit, I'm not going to have time to do that. I was like, you can just buy some of our weed. And he's like, are you serious? Like, yeah, we just bought a ton. We can just go get more. It's all good. It's like, wow. yeah, how much can I buy? And I was like, I don't know. How much do you want to buy? And then he bought an eighth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So it wasn't really like I was his dealer, but he did buy weed from me.
That is exactly what a dealer would say.
That's true. He did come over and smoke a bowl, and then he left with some weed. That's kind of
That's
how weeds goes. But anyway, that was the first time I met him. And then even after that, I would only see him maybe a few times a year for a couple of years when he'd come visit and do a couple short BuzzFeed things. Mm-hmm. And eventually he moved out here, and we hung out more and more. And I think there was a time that it was supposed to be him and I and Chris Reinecker, and Reinecker bailed. And then I think the expectation was that we weren't going to hang out because Reinecker bailed, but then we were like, well, I'm still down to hang. He's like, I'm still down to hang. Like, cool. And then so me and Popkin kept hanging, and then we have hung out a ton. And
really
often he is like Becky and I's third wheel for various nice restaurant dates. And we'll be like, well, we're going to go. I was like, let's see if Popkin wants to go. And we just ask him. He's like, yeah, okay. Like right now. I was like, I'm like 20 minutes. Like, okay, yeah, okay. He comes, and it's really great. I love hanging out with J-Pop. This will come out after. I'm going to throw him a little birthday party before I leave because his birthday's on February 3rd. And we were joking the other weekend about like, we always normally do Korean barbecue, but I was like, well, what if we made you a little ultimate birthday for you? A little ultimate like teenager birthday.
Oh,
I was like, what if we go bowling and then we do an escape room and then we do a Korean barbecue and then we do karaoke?
That's the ultimate birthday right there.
And I was like, we'll do it like, we'll start at like 4, go bowling in the day, go to the escape room, go get dinner, and then go get a karaoke room. It'd be like so fun. So I'm going to try to do that on the Saturday before we all leave.
Amazing.
Best day ever.
That's going to mean so much to him.
Yeah.
What a fucking hype man he is.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, I received that voicemail message, and I was like, are they gonna cry? Are they gonna tear up?
He's a sweetheart, but he's always kind of a bleeding heart sweetie. Like every time we go out, he'll always be like, Keith, man, I just love hanging out with you. And I'm like, thanks, Jared. I love hanging out with you too. He's very sweet.
That's
and
cute.
an incredibly talented and super funny.
So funny.
performer.
I got to see him and his old Chicago improv group this
You told
last
me
weekend.
about it.
It was fucking hysterical. I literally had the thought go through my mind and be like, oh yeah, improv can be good. Because I've seen so much shitty improv, and they are really good. Like,
Whoa.
incredibly funny. And it seemed like they hadn't played in like 5 years together, and you would never have known. They seemed like one of the best improv teams in the city right now. They were really good.
What was he doing before, like, that had him coming into BuzzFeed from somewhere else, not in LA?
Well, he was a huge improviser in Chicago.
Oh.
So his team Blood Oath, I mean, they crushed it.
They like had they had like weekly shows all the time. They were like selling out. They were known as being kind of big league guys. And a lot of the people in that group have had a lot of success in like TV and stuff like that, and like shows and some things. And like Torian was in
Fire Island.
And
he performed on the one that you saw as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were all so good, which is great because I had never seen them perform, and you always are nervous, like, oh, what if they suck?
I know.
Especially because like I would have totally been okay if they had sucked because they hadn't played for 5 years together. And it's like,
sure,
you can definitely and you also just have a bad night. Like that's totally normal, but they were incredible. So it was really nice. It was really fun. Made it a lot better.
All right, here we go.
What is the most drunk high that I've been with Zachary? Oh my God. This is a hard one because I've been a perfect angel for the last 3 years.
She's sober now. We're very proud.
From alcohol. Actually, this happened the other night. I was going to say it was probably like a BuzzFeed video, but Zachary was jogging in his Crocs on a treadmill.
Okay, all right.
Which, judge away, folks, at that when he severed his own leggy off, and he had to be on painkillers, and he was on painkillers the other night at his place.
Yep.
And he's just not that smart on painkillers. Like, we'd be having a full conversation, and like 45 seconds later he would be chiming in, and we'd be like, what are you talking about? And he would like answer, and we're like, oh my God, is he serious? We were making fun of him, but he was so high on painkillers. I don't even think he remembered.
So, Kelsey just gave a tease to my medical mishap. So that's a little 200th episode exclusive. Yep. It involved Crocs and a treadmill.
I didn't know you were in Crocs.
The Crocs,
Zach.
okay, for the record, because this is going to come out when you guys hear the whole story, the Crocs have nothing to do with it. Okay.
It does make me a little concerned to hear the Crocs element this late.
The Crocs had nothing to do with how it happened. I promise you, if I were wearing sneakers, the same thing would have happened.
It's possible.
What do you mean it's possible? I know for a fact. I know for a fact. In fact, it probably would have happened worse.
Maybe.
Crocs have no. Her and Lauren have been like, because the Croc. I'm like, look at where the wound.
The wound has nothing to do with the Crocs.
Nothing
but
to
it
do with
is
the Crocs.
funny to know.
Way funnier.
It's way funnier.
Way funnier.
I have a photo of bloody Crocs, which is it looks like an album photo. But yeah, so I was given Norco for pain, which is one of them. I also was given Oxycontin later for after my second visit. But I don't love painkillers. In the past, I had I think, look, they're obviously demonized because, like, we have an opioid epidemic in this country, but sometimes you need them, right? If you are in severe pain, like, post-surgery, you need them.
You need them.
You need them.
I was on painkillers after I had my hernia surgery, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
They were strong.
What did they give you?
It was, like, some kind of, like, morphine-adjacent
pill.
It was intense.
And
he was like, don't get more unless you think you need it.
Yeah.
Because it's too strong. And I'm like, you got it.
I feel like mine wasn't even that high of a dose, but she is absolutely right. They were saying it to my face. They're like, this is the least talkative you've ever been. And by far the least witty you've ever been. And I was trying, like, they came over to cheer me up. Her and Lauren, they were hanging out with me and Maggie. And like the three of them were just having a conversation. And then I'd be like, strawberry. That's my favorite flavor. I was trying so hard to get in and I couldn't.
Obviously, I am the one that accidentally put Zach's penis on the internet for the world to see.
Yes, you are.
And I want to know if he wishes he were hard for that accident on air.
No.
Or is he perfectly fine with his flaccid pee-pee being the face of his body?
The face of my body.
It was O's fault. It's a very teeny amount of your pee-pee that even was visible.
I wouldn't say teeny.
I mean, a teeny amount of.
Okay, all right.
Not
cool.
that the thing was teeny, but it wasn't like.
Okay.
We didn't get a full frontal.
Okay, cool. I just want to be clear.
No, the legend is true, and I would never.
Okay. Cool.
That's how I say. Whatever you thought you saw, it was a teeny bit.
Do I wish I had a hard-on on camera? No, that's horrifying.
Also, it was a peeing race.
Yeah, it was a pee race.
You can't pee with a boner.
Watch me.
It's really tough.
Yeah, it's hard.
Honestly,
Honestly, I don't even know that I have any regrets about that at all, because I got to make
Whoops My Penis on there, which starred Jared Popkin.
Yeah, has a wonderful penis.
Oh, so good.
One other sweet thing I'll say about Jared. As an actor, he is a specific type of performer, but he lets the two of us put him in all sorts of goofy costumes, which is not usually the type of performer he is. And it's so fun and funny. And he would, he says he would only do that for us. So in Candid Competition, I had him go get his makeup done as another Zach. I've dressed him up as a penis. You dress him up in different outfits for the menu.
He's always in an outfit and nobody else is. He's dressed as a hot dog. It's so funny. And he's always like, what am I wearing this time? I'm like, whatever you want, man.
So to answer your question, Kelsey, no regrets about my penis, but please don't go find it.
Don't go looking.
All right, we've got two more,
penises.
and it's perfectly timed.
Wow.
This episode could be a little long. It's 200th.
Who in your life can you be the most vulnerable with?
Well, Becky's sort of the obvious choice.
Yeah, Becky for me as well.
Who am I vulnerable with? This is a weird answer. I'm most vulnerable with myself, right? Loneliness or being alone is a good time to process.
Are you susceptible to loneliness? Are you extra? Because I feel like I have a high tolerance for lonely.
It just depends. Sometimes I want to be alone. Mm-hmm. We all do. But I normally want to be alone to do some of the creative things that are just only I have an interest in.
Yeah.
Like I play with my Goofy Sound Machines alone, but not because I wouldn't play with other people. It's just not as many other people want to play with the Goofy Sound Machines or can at the times that I can. But I think, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is here.
I think it's my sister, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know,
makes
like
sense
that
to
I'm
you.
like super vulnerable, but she's someone that I can vent to or whatever.
That's cute. Was there a time where you didn't get along and then it transitioned, or were you always close?
No, we were always
they were
pretty
like
close.
always bros.
Yeah, we're bros.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'd say I definitely, talking about being stressed and all of those. So that's I talk to Becky the most about. It's very easy to vent and like that kind of stuff. But the more like when I think vulnerable, I think of like what's a sad thing that you're dealing with right now, and I normally tend to process that alone and think through a lot of things and try to think through other sides. If it's an argument, I try to think about both sides at least at some point to come to a rational understanding of the situation.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need to do that. And I also will do like write the angry email, get rid of it, get it out, and then think about what you really are upset about, which takes a long time to get to do. And I'm not good at it yet.
Yeah. What's Becky's typical response? Like if you came home and you were like, this is like, I'm just irritated because like this whole thing didn't work out and blah, blah, blah. What would she usually say?
She'll be pretty comforting if it looks like, if she thinks I need to be comforted, she will comfort. If she thinks I want to commiserate, and she'd be like, yeah, I'm pissed off too. Like sometimes she'll join my side, but it's tough because I'm not always, if I'm venting, and all of us are like this, right? Sometimes you want to be consoled and sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
And like, don't say it's going to be okay. It's okay that it's not going to be okay, but I am frustrated it's not going to be okay, but it's not going to be okay. And that's so don't say it's going to be okay because it's not. Like, I'm very not the right example, but when I like broke my eardrum, everyone on the beach was like, well, maybe it's not broken. I'm like, no, it is.
Yeah.
We need to accept that reality because I need us to accept this reality so I can move forward and figure out what to do about that. Because I can't pretend it's not broken. I know it's fucking broken.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy in my head right now. So stop telling me maybe it's not broken and like, let's try to think optimistically. I'm like, no, we need to think realistically. I need to think of where I'm going to get antibiotics for my ear.
Yeah.
So that's like, that's sometimes I'm like, oh, I need people on my side to understand, not console me, but like help me figure out how to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that vulnerability is something that I value a lot. I'm an external processor. So I really think any of my closest people, you could be the answer to that. I think Keith's the answer to that. My best friend Eric is the answer to that. Eugene's the answer to that. Rachel's the answer to that. Like Maggie, obviously, my sister. So anyone who is in my tightest inner circle, like those are people I'm happy to be vulnerable with because I value that pretty highly.
Yep.
Does vulnerability stress you out, or are you comfortable with it?
I'm pretty comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Stress stresses me out. And sometimes it's hard to be open about the stress, but I don't think it's the vulnerability itself that stresses me out.
Yeah, like you don't want to talk about it because it's just like, that's going to make me more stressed, sort of.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm not ready to talk about it, so I don't want to talk about it right now. And I don't want to be pushed to try to talk about it right now because I'm not ready to. I will be ready to.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah.
And if you keep pushing me right now, it's going to make me upset.
Yeah.
Now, when asked the question, how has Keith changed since you met him? I've known Keith for a very long time, since we were both 18 years old. And I wish I could say that, oh my God, Keith has changed so much since we were in high school. Oh, unrecognizable. But you know what? You know how they say that if you get everything you want and you get a success and fame and fortune and all that, it reveals who you really are on the inside. I got to be honest. I don't think Keith has changed much at all. All I can say is I think he has matured a lot. I have seen the side of Keith that is very introspective and thoughtful and quiet. I've seen that gain more space in his life as he makes decisions with a level head, and his silliness and wildness and willingness to do anything in order to make those around him joyful and excited has always been there and has only been enhanced through the years since I've met him. So yeah, I would say that Keith hasn't changed really at all since high school, except for getting old.
Yeah.
Also really sweet.
Super sweet.
You guys are very loved. It's very nice.
We should do this every week.
I like this.
I think this should be the new show.
We also have like really nice friends.
Yeah.
I think.
Which I think just reflects on how cool we are.
It does. Or how nice we are or something.
Something.
Yeah.
Something good about us.
You got to cut the haters out.
Cut them.
But
Get them. You
not
don't-
worth it.
You don't need them. There's
You
plenty
really
of
do
people out here
not.
to be friends with
Yeah.
in life.
Friends everywhere if you look
Friends
hard
all
enough.
over the place.
All right. Well,
what did Ryan Garcia have to say about me?
I know it's hard because he didn't.
You know,
say
I
anything.
will say, because he was over and he was like, oh, and how did Zach's short film turn out?
I know he texted
He
me.
was
It
like,
was so
I was
sweet.
so bummed that I couldn't be in it. And I saw some of the pictures. It looked awesome. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. Do you know when it's coming out? He was asking me questions all about it. So he was very invested in how that
I know. I
project
wanted
went.
him. He had a dope ass trip to Australia. I was sad he couldn't be in
He
it.
did. That's right.
This was lovely.
This was lovely. It's nice to turn 200
I'd like to do it every day.
every day. This was nice. Thank you, Rainie, for collecting all those sweet
gosh.
things. It was a really wonderful podcast for us. Very nice to hear from all those people.
Yeah. And shout out to everybody who responded on a
Yes.
dime. They got it done quickly. And I was like, shout out all your friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No Lou Burger, huh?
I thought about it, but they were coming in today. So I was like,
No,
well.
I think I made the right call. I just wanted to see if, like, did you ask them and they didn't do anything so I can yell it?
Did
Alex
anyone
is.
not respond?
No, everybody responded. And I found out that we were doing 4 episodes today, yesterday. So I reached out to everybody at 4 p.m.
Oh my
yesterday.
God.
Wow,
And
in
they
a day?
all,
Wow.
100% retention rate.
Wow.
Wow.
I know.
Incredible.
I know.
Congrats to our friends.
Yeah.
You're great, too.
Hey, before this is the 200th episode, I feel like we got to really bring out all the
I
stops.
should have brought some, like, have
Synthesizers.
the little
Oh.
little
Poppers.
confettis. I have some at home. I should have brought them.
That
I
would've been
just
fun.
want to say,
Go ahead, Zach.
Keith and I would like to say to you, the audience,
That I knew you back when you were our fans in 2014. And we just want to say that we both knew you then. And it's been almost 9 years
wow,
making videos together with all of you watching. And you have only matured in such wonderful ways.
watching you grow by watching us grow,
It has been
the honor of a lifetime. And I want you to look in the mirror and say, "Hey, bitch, I'm proud of you." And you can kind of trail off as you say the "I'm proud of you," and then you go, "I said, hey, bitch, I'm proud of you."
That's going to be a TikTok, I think.
So if you were got any thoughts going in your brain, you might need some other thoughts. And those thoughts might come from our podcast producer right now, Rainie Toll, with some rainy day thoughts.
Wait, hold on. This is the 200th episode. We got to give her like fucking hype ass intro.
Drip drop, drip 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 drop, drip drop, drip drop, drip 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 drop, drip drop, drip drop, drip 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 drop, drip drop, drip drop, drip drop, drip drop, drip drop, bunker 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 bunker. Pow 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 pow.
Rainy day thought.
I have a thought that might get me canceled. Maybe. Because I don't really know finances very well. But I think if I were rich, I wouldn't donate money. I would just tip like $1,000 each time I went to a restaurant.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
How rich are we talking?
I don't know. $1 million.
Okay.
And you just sort of.
I
you're
tell
just
you,
like,
if you're tipping $1,000,
You're gonna go through that money quick.
every meal, and you only have $1 million, that's actually gonna go faster than you think.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, a lot of money. When I get married, I don't know. I'll make $1 million, and then my husband will make
$2 billion.
$2 billion.
I think
Yeah.
we should reverse that.
I'll make $2
I
billion.
think you're selling yourself short.
Thank you
You
for
can-
that hype up.
You can breadwin if you want to.
I do want to.
Hell yeah.
I'll make $2 billion. $2 billion.
Well, we don't believe in billionaires.
No, that's true. So
What about 2 billionaires?
What do you think about 17 million?
I think that's a great number.
That's a good number.
Yeah, and then I think you could confidently hand out $1,000 anytime you want.
Yeah. I just feel like it's like, okay, this is like, this would just really be goodwill in the world.
Uh-huh. And you don't have to like make it a hard and fast rule that you won't donate to charity.
Yeah. I could, in addition.
Yeah, you
Additionally.
can like also donate to charity, but your primary stimulus incentive is to give servers really great tip.
Perhaps this is a direct injection.
Yeah. Because the thing, I mean,
no overhead for the charity needed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
It just feels very efficient to me, and it would just be like a day changer. What a happy moment.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
to receive. You'd be like, wow, what should I do with this? And then you get a massage, or you invest in a house.
They'll call you Grand Rainie.
I know, but that's the thing is I have to be anonymized.
Oh.
I don't want people to, I don't want to have a legend around you or anything.
Everyone's going to know you've got at least $1,000 in your purse.
Well, there's
at all
going to
times.
be a legend. Of course there's going to be. It's like, have you heard about this lady who's going around tipping $1,000? Here's what I think you do.
Yeah.
You have a card that's monogrammed.
Yeah.
And it says, thanks.
Just thanks.
And
it has a QR code, and when you scan it, it's a one-time use QR code that it deposits $1,000 into your bank account.
Yeah. That's good.
Is that a thing that exists? That should exist.
I don't think there's a QR code that immediately accesses your bank account.
Somebody should get on that.
That's cool. All right. Yeah. Well, I would love for you to become a 17 millionaire.
17 millionaire.
Let me say, Rainie, your goal in this Rainy Day Thought was to be a day changer. Today with today's podcast, you did it.
Oh, that is so sweet.
You did
just for that, here's $1,000.
Here's $1,000. I got like $300.
3 honeys?
Mm-hmm.
And you're just walking around. Might have to cut that.
He's a cash man.
Yeah.
Cash.
Cash is nice. I just went to the bank, spent $25 on quarters for my laundry machine.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I just get it so that I have cash. So because Becky yesterday, she was like, do you have any cash? I want to have money in case there's a valet I have to park. And I'm like, here's a 20.
Well, stay tuned for 200 more episodes of us talking about Keith's cash, the best way to make eggs, bath adventures. I might do an Epsom salt soap tonight.
And where not you should go in Crocs.
One more time. Keith, hit us with the official TryPod 200th theme song.
It's been such a great time making podcasts for you. Yeah, that's right, some great times talking about this shoe. It's the great times learning about each other. Great times we have really become sister brothers. We are happy at the TryPod. Happy every day. We learn from all of our friends what they think of us when we are drunk. And it was fun and we had fun and you had fun and I had fun and everybody had so much fun. It's the TryPod.
Have a good ass week.